Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful Wednesday, March 19 recap. Steffy cancels Hope's line Ridge and Eric back out of Carter's deal. The Bold and the Beautiful B&B recap for Wednesday, March 19, reveals that Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Miss Hinswood, cancelled Hope Logan's, Annika Noel, line, so Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K., and Eric Forrester, John McCook, backed out of the deal they struck with Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor. In the Forrester design office, Carter and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, held out hope that things would work out for all of them. Hope, on the other hand, assumed Steffy would be out for revenge and expected bad news. Elsewhere, Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, made a prediction to Zen de Forrester Dominguez, Delon de Metz, about Hope's future at Forrester not being secure. According to Daphne, Carter deserved better than Hope. In the main office on Wednesday's B&B episode, Steffy had a private meeting with Eric and Ridge about whether Carter, Brooke, and Hope would remain at the company. Once Carter, Hope, and Brooke joined the Forresters, Steffy ranted about Carter's actions before acknowledging that he wasn't the first to be manipulated by a Logan. Carter tried to defend Hope, but Steffy told him to choose his next words carefully. Since Carter was staying on as COO and Forrester's legal counsel, Steffy felt like he should consider himself lucky. Although Brooke would no longer hold the CEO title effective immediately, Steffy said she could stay at Forrester Creations. However, Hope was a different story since she'd gone against everything her brand stood for and wasn't relevant anymore. Carter insisted saving Hope for the future was part of the deal, but Steffy argued that she convinced Ridge and Eric to see things her way. That meant Hope's line was getting shelved and there wasn't a place for her there anymore. Steffy argued that they couldn't back a line with Hope's name on it now and needed to focus on Kutcher since all this drama put them behind. Hope for the future was a shell of its former self anyway, so the line was suspended and Hope was no longer needed at the company. After Hope bickered with Steffy, she finally told Carter, "Let's go," and assumed he'd be leaving with her. Hope warned that the Forresters would lose Carter too, but Steffy hinted that Carter shouldn't walk out that door. Ridge reminded Carter that they'd already forgiven him once and basically made a prediction that they wouldn't do it again if he sided with Hope now. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Carter will have a difficult choice to make, so stick with us for updates on what's in store. The world of the Bold and the Beautiful continues to swirl with drama, power struggles, and shifting allegiances as the lives of the Forrester, Logan, and Spencer families unravel. On Wednesday, March 19, tensions between Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Miss Hinswood, reached a boiling point as Steffy made a shocking decision that would change everything for Hope's burgeoning fashion empire. Meanwhile, Ridge, Thorsten K., and Eric Forrester, John McCook, found themselves pulling away from a deal that could have altered the future of Forrester Creations. It was a day of bold moves, unexpected turns, and emotional confrontations that left viewers on the edge of their seats. Steffy takes a bold stand against Hope's line. The brewing conflict between Steffy and Hope has always been a cornerstone of the Bold and the Beautiful drama. But on March 19, the stakes were higher than ever. Steffy, feeling the pressure of both her personal and professional life, took a drastic step that stunned everyone. She decided to cancel Hope's new fashion line. As Hope had been working tirelessly to expand her reach within Forrester Creations, Steffy's move was a direct strike against her rival. The decision to shut down the line was not made lightly. Steffy, after all, is no stranger to the fierce competition of the fashion world, and she knows all too well how fragile the success of a new line can be. Her own brand, Steffy Forrester's Intimates line, had seen incredible success, and she wasn't about to let Hope's venture steal the spotlight. But beneath Steffy's cool, calculating exterior, there was a sense of frustration that had been building for months. The personal animosities between the two women had reached a boiling point, and this professional decision felt like the only way for Steffy to regain with Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, on the deal to launch her line, was completely blindsided by Steffy's cancellation. For Hope, this move was not only a blow to her business but also to her sense of fairness. She had worked so hard to get to this point, and Steffy's interference felt like a betrayal. In a tense confrontation, Hope expressed her disappointment, but Steffy remained unmoved, standing firm in her decision. "You're out of your depth, Hope," Steffy told her coldly, making it clear that Hope would have to fight tooth and nail to get her fashion line back on track. Ridge and Eric pull away from Carter's deal. Meanwhile, Ridge and Eric Forrester found themselves at a crossroads in their long-standing relationship with Carter Walton. Carter, a loyal and trusted ally, had been spearheading a major deal to push forward Hope's line, and he had hoped that his support would be rewarded with backing from the Forrester family. However, Ridge and Eric, sensing the growing tension and fallout from Steffy's decision, found themselves questioning the wisdom of continuing with their involvement in the deal. Eric, who has always been the pillar of calm within the Forrester family, was especially torn. On one hand, he recognized Carter's value as a friend and colleague, but on the other, he had to consider the bigger picture of Forrester Creations' future. With Steffy pulling rank and Hope's line now in jeopardy, Eric wasn't sure that supporting Carter's deal was the right move anymore. His decision to pull back was not an easy one, but it was one that he felt would protect the family business in the long run. Ridge, as always, was more direct in his approach. He made it clear to Carter that while he appreciated his loyalty, the Forrester patriarchs were unwilling to proceed with the deal under the current circumstances. Ridge's words were blunt and to the point, as he knew that in the cutthroat world of fashion, alliances shift quickly. He couldn't afford to stand behind a deal that seemed more likely to create conflict than resolve it. The tension between Carter and the Forresters was palpable, as Carter tried to make sense of their sudden reversal. For Carter, it was a bitter pill to swallow. He had worked hard to support both Hope and the Forrester family, but now he was left questioning whether his loyalty had been misplaced. It was clear that Carter was not going to back down easily, and this could lead to some major drama in future episodes. Emotional turmoil for Hope. For Hope, the day was one of the most difficult she had ever faced. Not only had Steffy dealt her a professional blow, but she had also managed to disrupt her carefully laid plans for success. As Hope reflected on Steffy's actions, she found herself torn between feelings of hurt, anger, and frustration. After all, she had been nothing but supportive of Steffy in the past, even when it came to their complicated personal history. In a heart-to-heart conversation with her mother, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, Hope admitted how much this setback had affected her. "I don't understand why Steffy would do this," she said, her voice tinged with sadness. "I've worked so hard, and I thought I could finally make a name for myself in this world." Brooke, ever the supportive mother, reassured Hope that she was strong and capable of bouncing back, but the damage had been done. As Hope vowed to find a way to continue her work and prove Steffy wrong, it was clear that the battle between the two women was far from over. The stakes had never been higher, and both women were ready to fight for their place in the Forrester family legacy. What lies ahead? As the episode concluded, viewers were left wondering what will come next for Hope and Steffy. Will Hope be able to overcome Steffy's interference and launch her line? Or will Steffy's actions be enough to keep Hope in her place? And what of Carter's deal with the Forresters? Will the strained relationship between him and the family be repaired, or has the damage been done? With both business and personal relationships in flux, the drama on The Bold and the Beautiful is only intensifying. The decisions made on March 19 have set the stage for some explosive confrontations, and fans are eagerly awaiting to see how these storylines unfold in the coming weeks. In the cutthroat world of high fashion, the line between love and rivalry is always razor thin. It's clear that both Hope and Steffy are ready for war, and Ridge and Eric are caught in the crossfire of a battle that could change the Forrester family forever. Stay tuned as The Bold and the Beautiful promises even more twists, turns, and explosive moments that will keep fans hooked until the very end.